Students at Plaza Park Middle School will be going to somewhat of a new school next year as the school officially changes its name to the Plaza Park International Prep Academy. So why this name change? We'll take a look. China, Japan, France, South America. These countries and their students are closer than ever before in this digital 21st century.
The whole idea of thinking globally and what we can do to give the students real-world experience, 21st century skills. The world has changed. It's not just us.
And from that idea comes the name for the new Plaza Park International Prep Academy.
What the name change actually means, the international part of it actually means that we're focusing on world cultures and a global awareness, and to prepare our kids to be able to function, perform, and even thrive and be leaders in the global community.
Reading, English, and social studies teacher Marlene James says the 20th century way of educating is not meeting all the needs of today's students.
The students live in the 21st century. They walk through our doors and back into 1985. And in 1985 it was great, but it's not their world. It's not what they're doing. And then they walk out of that doorway and back into the 21st century. It's like a time warp.
In the new model, World Cultures courses will focus on Latin American, European, and Japanese culture, while language classes will teach Spanish, French, German, and Japanese. Students will also have Rosetta Stone language software on their laptops. James says this focus will be integrated throughout the traditional school day.
Especially in language arts, we're always doing something through some type of thematic unit, something that we're doing. So it just makes sense that now that we can do this globally and all of the classes can be working, we can have it tied interdisciplinary, really gives us a huge opportunity for our word choice and our vocabulary. So, there's a lot of opportunities where we can go ahead and use our state standards and just use this as a venue to get that out.
And focuses on critical thinking, reading, and writing and communicating effectively will still be in place.
That it's actually relevant across the curriculum, and everything will be pieced together here at Plaza Park as a whole instead of individual slices throughout the school day, which we feel will be more real world.
Joining me this morning are two parents of Plaza Park students, Lisa Boyle and Marianne Shifflet, both of them instrumental in developing the International Prep Academy focus for Plaza Park. Thank you so much, both of you, for being here with us today. So the school mission here is to provide a global learning experience that prepares students to be lifelong learners and community leaders, and the goal is to produce students that are academically, socially, culturally prepared to exceed global expectations. We hear so much about preparing students for this global 21st century. What most excites you about this new school?
The two pieces that really excite me, one is taking advantage of the 21st century technology. The kids are going to experience the Rosetta Stone software. They're going to use computers. They will individually have computers to access information. And also the project-based learning is going to be a totally different experience for these kids and for the teachers, and allow them to look at things on a much deeper level than they have up to this point.
Okay. One of the things that will happen in this new school, Lisa, is this advisory period, first thing in the day, I believe.
Right.
What is the purpose of this, and what's going to happen during this?
The goal of the advisory period is really personal development for students. It will be the first period of the day, and it will be relationship building and also some interpersonal skills development, because if we're going to have these kids working on projects in teams, we need to give them the tools to work together, face-to-face interactions. And so the goal is really personal development with some intentional practice and skill building.
How is this different from like a study hall or a homeroom?
It's very intentional in that we'll talk about relationship skills, how to give feedback, how to receive feedback, how to ask someone to stop doing something or do something differently, which when you work in teams is going to be really critical, not just when you're in middle school, but it's a life skill. So that's what we're really looking for, life skills, goal setting, relationship building, those kinds of things. So it won't be study hall, and it's not homeroom. It's intentional skill building.
Okay, both of you obviously very instrumental in helping to form this innovative model. Why is it that parents were so, why was it so important for parents to be involved, would you say?
I think there are a couple of reasons. One, anytime you make a change, there could be a discomfort level, and I think the fact that parents have been involved may ease that discomfort a little bit. But I also think that who knows better about their children's education than the parents, and this was an opportunity to work together with the administrators and the teachers, and to really see us as a team in educating our children, not as us and them, and I think that is also a different model.
What kind of feedback have you guys gotten from other parents, or anybody worried about it, or, you know?
Go ahead.
I've heard just really positive things, that the global focus, the language focus is just really exciting. I've heard a lot of good things from parents. They're excited about what's going to happen.
I have not heard any negative comments, but anytime you make a change, there's going to be some discomfort. So I hope people will just educate themselves and find out what it's all about before jumping to any conclusions.
What would you say, maybe our final question here, for a student who's going to be going there next year, 6th grade, or maybe a student who's already been there and has been at Plaza, what is going to be the biggest change? I mean, how is this going to be different? Will they see a different school day than normal?
There will be some differences in scheduling. We're looking at a modified block scheduling, so not all classes will necessarily meet every day, and some of the classes will meet for longer periods. So just in their schedule they will see a difference, but I think where they will really see a difference is in the way they interact with each other and with the teachers. It will be a much different situation, I think.
Okay. And I believe the cultural focus as well. Each grading period will have a different focus. I think that will permeate through the entire curriculum, and so there's bound to be a huge change there.
Well, it's certainly going to be a very, very exciting change for these students. It'll prepare them, and we thank you guys so much for being part of shaping this, and for also being here with us today.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, well, coming up next, another EVSC middle school is using STEM education to prepare students for success. What is STEM? Well, we'll take you inside the school next.